Broadcasting live from the Meridics v. OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. As we're kicking off week 2 of the 2025-2026 GNASH regular season. And we've got ourselves a late afternoon contest to kick things off. Brentwood-BA-USN taking on Franklin. And then in the nightcap, we shift over to Rink B for Page Summit taking on Ravenwood. So, first really big game of the season coming up in just under 3 hours from now, or just over 3 hours from now, because it's supposed to start at 7:40. But we've got one of the teams expected to be near the top at the beginning of our day here in Franklin as they take on Brentwood-BA-USN. And let's do what we always do at the start of pregame, and that is go over the results from last week's games. First week of the new season. Last Monday, Father Ryan beat Brentwood-BA-USN 5-2. Ravenwood beat Hendersonville Beach Lawson 8-4. Franklin beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 5-0. Montgomery Bell beat the Tennessee Outlaws 9-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian beat the Rutherford Rampage 6-4. And, of course, that incredible finish, Nolensville beating Independent Centennial 3-2. Jackson Malleus Mayer scoring the game winner with 3.8 seconds to go. And then last Wednesday, Ensworth Lipscomb CPA beat Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 8-4. And Page Summit beat JP2MLK GCS 6-2. So here are the standings. With 15 of the 16 teams having kicked off the season, only the Clarksville Kings still sitting at the starting line. They'll finally get off the starting line on Wednesday. We have 8 teams at 1-0, all ranked by goal differential. MBA, Franklin, Page Summit, Ravenwood, Ensworth Lipscomb CPA, Father Ryan, Station Camp Liberty Creek, Nashville Christian, and Nolensville. And then the teams that are 0-1 ranked by goal difference. Indy Centennial, Rutherford Rampage, Brentwood-BA-USN, Hendersonville Beach Lawson, JB2MLK GCS, Tennessee Outlaws, and then you have Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon all alone at the bottom at 0-2. Here's the schedule for this evening. Coming up in just a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial, Brentwood-BA-USN taking on Franklin. 6:30 here on Rink A, the Tennessee Outlaws taking on Nolensville. Also at 6:30 on the Terry Chris Spring in Bellevue, Ensworth Lipscomb CPA taking on MBA. 7:40 over on Rink B, Page Summit taking on Ravenwood. Again, that'll be the second game in our doubleheader. Pregame at 7:30. And then 2 8:15 games here on Rink A, JP2MLK GCS taking on the Rampage, and also at 8:15 on the Chris Spring in Bellevue, Independent Centennial taking on Father Ryan. Okay, so let's talk about the two teams playing the first game of our doubleheader this evening. First up, Brentwood-BA-USN, new head coach Ethan Burrell, who's been attached to the USN program for the last 8 seasons or so. Brentwood, I think this is the first time that the Brentwood varsity team are co-oping in their history. Not enough numbers to have a full team. They lost 7 players. They graduated 7 players last year, including Jack Schultz, Zane Cesaroni, and Callahan Fielder, which was their entire top line. Also had to say goodbye to Payne Fielder, Callahan's twin brother. BA, of course, last year, BA and USN were co-oping with Independence and Nashville Christian. Barrett Teasdale, the one BA player who said goodbye. I don't think they had any USN seniors. But this is, on paper, it's a pretty decent team of players. They still have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 seniors, including Will Hubbard, Brody Wales is his senior year, Wilson Tucker. Brentwood brought back Andrew Sally. He's the only goalie on this roster this season, so he's going to be worked to death unless they can get Maddie Cox to come over and let her be a backup. Johnny Kelso back, Brody Bowman. Like I said, Will Hubbard. Coming over from BA, Brody Wales, Dowden Friedrich, Bryce Ackright, Sophie Yorio, she's a freshman, and another freshman, Beckett Mickle. And the USN players, freshman Charles Sloan, freshman Leo Hemphill, and then 2 pretty good veteran players, Joey Freed and Jaden Charn Parnitz-Karn. So, yeah. Is a pretty decent crop. I wouldn't say it's a top crop. Their defense still needs work because they allowed 38 shots. They allowed Father Ryan to have 38 shots on goal last week, and they only rattled off 14. So, yeah. So Brentwood lost 5-2 last Monday, to open the regular season to Father Ryan. So their skater stats coming into this one. So you've got Charles Sloan and Colin Engelhart. Each of them have a goal, 1 point from a goal. And then Wilson Tucker and Jaden Charn Parnitz-Karn each have a point from an assist. Andrew Sally played the full game in goal. So he played the full 42 minutes. So his record is 0-1-0, just like Brentwood's. Played the full 42 minutes, allowed 5 goals on 38 shots, turned away the other 33. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .868. Let's move on to Franklin, coached by Todd Gross. They had kind of a decent crop of seniors last year, but not anything that was too crippling. Said goodbye to Casper Thureson. Let me go back a couple months. Let's see, February 20. Not went back too far. Like February 23rd, I think. Or is it 22nd? Yeah, no. 22nd. February 22nd newsletter is the one I need to go back to. Here we go. See, say goodbye to Chad Jansen, Brody Marchie, Shane Morton, Cox, Casper Thureson. So Thureson, the only big loss out of that. So this year they bring back, they have 10 seniors, I think, this season. They bring back Wyatt Gerischer, Quinn Spencer, David Unger, Cole Wright, Will Clark, Makita Popov, Aiden Murphy, Grayson Butters, Ryan Mannion, Hank Hayes, Josh Yurievich, he's a senior. Baker McCormick, Houston Vale. Michael Mannion missed all of last year because of shoulder surgery. He's back, but last week in that game against Mount Juliet, he got in a fight with Anthony Giampaolo, and he is now serving a 6-game suspension. He got 1 game for getting a major and a game for fighting. He got another game for getting 4 penalties in a game. And he got 4 games for getting a match penalty for cross-checking. So that means he's going to miss their games against Nolensville and MBA next month in October. Will Clark got a major for cross-checking, major plus a game for cross-checking. He's suspended for today. And Todd Gross is suspended for 2 games, the head coach. Franklin got 12 penalties in a game, so he got 1 game for that. And they also got 3 major match penalties in a game, so he got a game for that. So he's missing this game and the game against Hendersonville on October 13th. So he'll be back for the game against Nolensville on October 20th. Anthony Giampaolo, by the way, I know he's got at least 2. We know he's suspended for 2 games, but he's going to get more. He got a match penalty for kicking an opponent. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. All right, let's go back to the game center. Franklin opened last Monday, with a 5-0 win over Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon. Let me pull up the standing. So Henry Hayes leading all scorers. He has 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Aiden Murphy and Chase Ottolini each assist. Wyatt, Gerischer, Baker McCormick, David Unger, and Cole Wright each have a point from a goal. Will Clark has a point from an assist. And Grayson Butters played that game in goal, so his record matches the team's 1-0-0. Played the full 42 minutes, and he turned away all 23 shots that he faced. So a shutout for Grayson Butters to open up the season. Ready to go with the start of this one. Grayson Butters going to be in goal for Franklin. Andrew Sally going to be in goal for Brentwood. I say B instead of start because Brentwood only have 1 goalie on their roster, and Franklin's backup, Teague Spencer, isn't here today. Franklin win the draw. They're moving the puck from left to right, my left to right for the start of this for this first period, and Brentwood will move it from my right to left. Brentwood getting the puck out of their zone. Here they come. Johnny Kelso having the puck knocked off his stick on the back check by Quinn Spencer. Clearing attempt held in and shot wide of the post to Butters' right from Bryce Ackright. And Franklin with a puck. They'll bring it out to center. Quinn Spencer up offside as he crossed the Brentwood blue line. And that took the first 57 seconds off the clock. And that was Will McCormick, who just stepped over the blue line as Spencer was bringing the puck in. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the Brentwood bench at center in front of the bleachers. Won by the Admirals. Puck dumped into the Brentwood zone. And it's in the Brentwood zone, and a shot, stop, rebound, score! Cole Wright with a shot from the slot that was stopped by Andrew Sally. Quinn Spencer crashes the net and bangs the rebound into the bottom corner on the right-hand side of the net. And it is 1-0 Franklin. Correction. It's Wyatt Gerischer crashing the net. It is 1-0 Franklin with 13:09 to go in the first. I thought that first whistle there was 13 minutes and 3 seconds left in the period. Nope. I guess it was 13-13. But Franklin win that draw, carry it into the Brentwood zone, and they score right away. Baker McCormick with a puck behind the Franklin net. Now he comes out to the far side. Starts skating into center, taps it ahead. Wyatt Gerischer tried to dump it into the Brentwood zone. It was blocked, so Baker McCormick comes in from behind and dumps it into the Brentwood zone. It's himself. Brentwood-BA-USN with it now. It's in the Franklin zone, but immediately cleared out. It's taken away from Jaden Charn-Parnett's car. Now here's Aiden Murphy. Sending it down deep into the Brentwood zone. Puck put out in front, but I don't think Murphy got a stick on it. Back the other way come the Bruins. Jaden Charn-Parnett's car. Round the back of the net. Puts that in front. Was deflected by a Brentwood stick and goes out of the zone. He was trying to get it to Brody Bowman out in front. Now here's Bowman back in the Franklin zone on the right wing side. A shot. Gloved and held on to by Butters. 12:05 to go in the first. 1-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be to Butters left. Again, this is game one of a day-night doubleheader for us. We'll have this, and then we'll move over to Rink B for Page and Ravenwood at 7:40. They dropped the puck, but the linesman in front of the Franklin bench thought that Lucas Ortega was lined up wrong on the hash mark, so they made them drop it again. Brentwood actually win the draw, turn it over to Franklin, who try and clear, held into the blue line. But then coming in to take it away and get it out of the zone is Chase Ottolini. Now the puck back in the Brentwood zone. And turned over to Franklin, but Ottolini could not get to it as it was going to the front of the net. Actually went off his stick, went down the slot. Puck back in the Franklin zone. Now it's back in the Brentwood end. Ottolini behind the net. Pushed into the boards, trying to put it out in front. It's out in front of the net. And Brentwood clearing it away, but not out of the zone. A soft shot from Graham Fleming, top of the right circle, to be turned away by Sally. Puck held in at the left point, and a shot off Sally's right leg pad. That came from Quinn Spencer. Cleared out by Brentwood. And here goes Spencer, far side at center, trying to catch Brentwood in a change. Brings it into the Brentwood zone. Makes his way to the right wing. I think he tried to backhand it towards the front of the net. That was broken up. Brentwood trying to get it out. And they do. Here's Spencer at center again. Passing it up the ice. Cole Wright deflects it into the Brentwood zone to kill off any icing attempt, or kill off any icing whistle. Will McCormick, right wing corner, pushed into the boards. And the puck cleared out on the far side, picked up by Will Schmotsky, a freshman. He tried to pass it up the ice, and it went off a Brentwood stick. And Wilson Tucker took a one-timer from the top of the right circle that missed the net to the left of Butters. Breaking that pass attempt up, I think, might have been Johnny Kelso. And now the puck carried to the front of the Brentwood net and was stabbed wide as the Bruins end up icing waved off as the puck went over the Franklin goal line. David Unger picking it up and carrying it around to the far side. He'll bring it into the Brentwood end. And nice stick work by Will Hubbard to poke it off his stick as he was moving to the right wing, looking for space to shoot. Puck held into the right point by Will Schmotsky. Tried to send it to the front of the net. It's blocked. Comes to Unger. His shot slowed up by the stick of Hubbard from just inside the right circle. No correction. That was I think it may have been Colin Englehart slowing that up with his stick. Puck sent to the other end of the ice, comes on goal. Grayson Butters has to turn it away. And the puck held into the Franklin zone. Brody Bowman trying to put it in front, but it drifts out to the far side. Aiden Murphy with it, carries it out to center, passes it off to Will McCormick. McCormick, left wing side of the Brentwood zone, in behind Murphy. Trying to move the puck along, but he turns it over. Now here is Bryce Ackright back into the Franklin zone on the left wing side. Quinn Spencer pokes the puck away. It's at the inboards. Jaden Charn, puck out of the right-hand side of the net. Ackright moving towards the near boards, now up towards the blue line. Hands it off to Jaden Charn. Puck is behind the net. Now it's pushed out to the far side. And Cole Wright tried to clear it out, but he put it off the skates of a teammate, so it's still in the zone. Charn bottom of the right circle as the puck poked away. And a shot from the right point goes over the net. That shot coming from Benjamin Marshall. And now there's Aiden Murphy through center, back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Tried to backhand it across, went off a Brentwood stick. Puck held in by Wyatt Gerischer. And a backhanded shot stopped and covered up by Sally. 7:43 to go in the first. Franklin still up 1-0, but Brentwood just had their best bit of puck possession so far in this game. Draw is going to be to Sally's left. Won by Franklin, and a shot from Graham Fleming misses the net to the left of Sally. Puck coming up to the left point. David Unger sends it back down towards the left wing corner. Colin Englehart knocking down Aiden Murphy. Puck comes back up to the left point. Unger holds it in, gets off a shot, stopped by Sally. And the Bruins are going to bring the puck out. They'll dump it into the Franklin zone. That's Englehart dumping it in. Graham Fleming gets to it, gets it around to the near side boards. Held left point by Matthew Melamed. And a new player whose name I don't have on my roster. He is the puck, but Franklin take it away and clear it out. It's Matthew Melamed with it now at center. Or that could be Leo Hemphill. I don't know. Oh, we're going to have a penalty against Franklin. We're going to have a roughing call against the Admirals. Aiden Murphy. So Brentwood are going to get the first power play of the game, down 1-0 with 6:41 to go in the first. Pull up the Brentwood. I think that might be Leo Hemphill wearing number 20. He's listed as number 88 on the roster, but his jersey hasn't come in yet, so he's wearing number 25 today. Draw to the right of Butters, won by Brentwood. Brody Wales shot in the right point, blocked. And Baker McCormick fires it down ice on goal. Andrew Sally has to stop it. Hands it off to Beckett Mickle as it's stolen inside his own zone by Braden Coleman, but Brentwood able to force a turnover and get the puck back. Brody Bowman has the puck poked off his stick right at the Franklin blue line, but it stays atop the blue line. Beckett Mickle comes in. Oh, but then he gives it away to Gerischer. Wyatt Gerischer with a man fallen. Goes into the Brentwood zone. Oh, but he's double teamed to the slot as it's taken away. Bryce Ackright fell at center. Was able to catch up and get the puck away from Gerischer as he was going into the Brentwood slot. Puck back in the Franklin zone. Here's Mickle. Right circle, trying to back into the slot. And a shot gloved and held onto by Butters. That was from Bowman. I thought a pass attempt to Jaden Charn was going to be blocked. But Bowman able to get the puck and get off a shot that's gloved and held onto by Butters. 69 seconds left in the power play. 5:51 to go in the first. And it is still 1-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be to the left of Butters. Won by Franklin. Can they get it out of the zone? Up. David Unger ends up lifting it into the bleachers trying to get it out. So they'll drop it to the left of Butters once more. Won by Brentwood, but turned right over to Franklin. Here's David Unger into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side, getting off a shot. Gloved and held onto by Andrew Sally. Under a minute left in the power play for the Bruins. Draws to Sally's left. Won by Brentwood, but given away to Franklin, but unable to turn around and get off a shot was Houston Vale. Puck out at center for Brentwood. Now it's back in the Franklin zone, but offside. Joey Freed touched it up. Looked like Charles Sloan may have come over the line before. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Franklin bench. Brentwood win the draw, dump it into the Franklin zone. It's behind the net. 30 seconds left in the power play for Brentwood. Puck passed up to the left point. Bryce Ackright passes down the wing to Charn Parnitz-Karn, across to the right point. Brody Wales down the right wing to Bowman, who's in the right wing corner. Trying to put it out in front, hit the skates of Vale. Comes up to Wales at the right point. Passes back down the wing to Bowman. We got two Brodies out there, and they're passing the puck to each other. Now here's Ackright, top of the left circle. Tried to send it to the front of the net, deflected by the stick of Cole Wright. Charn Parnitz-Karn passing up to the left point. Penalty time against Franklin is up there back at even strength. Ackright at the blue line, passing over to the right point. And Wales, who's up against the boards, passing down the right wing to Bowman, who has the puck stolen by David Unger. And Houston Vale brings it out to center, backhands it ahead to Aiden Murphy. Murphy in the Brentwood zone. Had the puck poked away. Cole Wright tried to pass it to the front of the net, but whiffed on it. Now there's a shot from, I think it's Chase Wagers, that was stopped by Sally off his left leg pad. And Brentwood end up icing the puck. 4:02 to go in the first, and Franklin up 1-0. Draw to the right of Sally. Won by Franklin. David Unger shot in the left point. Stopped by Sally, and he'll cover. Draw be to Sally's right again. Won by Brentwood. Puck comes around to the near side. They get it out of the zone, but Aiden Murphy steals it at center. Tried to get it back in. He had Jack Riley on top of him, but Murphy able to bring it into the zone anyway. But Brentwood come up with the puck and get it out. Then they turn it over at center. Wagers back into the Brentwood zone. Passes it off. Gerischer left circle. Shot. I think it was blocked. I don't think it ever got to Sally. Puck coming out to the blue line and out of the zone. Back into the Franklin end. It'll be picked up by Quinn Spencer. Spencer brings it to center. Into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. He's in the slot. A shot off the left leg pad of Sally. Puck behind the net. Wraparound try by Wagers is blocked, and the net comes dislodged. Comes off its moorings. 3 minutes exactly to go in the first. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draw be to Sally's left. Brentwood win the draw, try and clear, held into the right point by Baker McCormick, who now moves down a bit further into the right circle, gets off a shot that's stopped and covered up by Sally. Draws to Sally's left. Franklin win the draw. McCormick out on the left wing boards, trying to send it around, catches up to it, comes out to the right wing, try to put it in front. Hit a Brentwood stick and landed on the back of the net. That was Matthew Melamed blocking that centering pass attempt up. Now here's Houston Vale pushing the puck to the end boards. Puck coming around to the far side. Brentwood clear. Icing waved off. It touched to Franklin, sticking its way out. Back the puck down inside his own zone on the near side. And he gives it away to Leo Hemphill. Reed Michelson tried to pass to the slot. And Colin Engelhart, but that was broken up. Now the puck back in the Brentwood end. Houston Vale pokes it loose. Here's David Unger, right wing corner. Now Unger, top of the right circle, shot, stopped by Sally. Now the puck out in front of the Brentwood net and knocked away from Unger. Keeps it in the zone, sends it back to the end boards. Brentwood trying to get it out. Unger shoots it from the blue line, stopped by Sally, who covers. Clock stops. 90 seconds left in the first to 1-0 Franklin. As the Admirals, late on here in the first, are picking up the pressure. Draw will be to Sally's left. Franklin won the draw, but they turn it over to Brentwood, still inside the zone. And Bruins able to poke it out. Getting it out was Joey Freed. Here's Quinn Spencer. Passing it up the far side, back into the Brentwood zone. Went out for a moment, brought back in Braden Coleman. Shot on the right wing side is blocked. Puck was put out in front, actually went off of Sally. Last minute of the first. Brentwood backhanding the puck back into the Franklin zone, but it was just behind the red line, so icing called. 55.1 seconds to go in the first. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draw's going to be to Sally's left again. It's won by Franklin. Will McCormick trying to carry it to the front of the net. Was poked away, held into the blue line by Will Schmonsky. Here's McCormick out near the blue line. Manages to free himself from like 4 Brentwood defenders. Passes the puck down low, put in front. Whiffing on it was Braden Coleman because it went off a Brentwood stick as it came his way. 30 seconds left of the period. Brody Bowman pressed up against the boards on the far side as he tries to cross the Brentwood blue line. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Cole Wright hacks at it, can't get it out. Here's Bryce Ackright moving down the left wing. Tried to pass across, went off a Franklin's stick. Whiffing on it was Ben Marshall. Brody Bowman sending it around the kick plate to the near side. And Ackright, but he overskated it. Gets knocked down by Quinn Spencer, who cleared icing. With 3.5 seconds to go in the first, and Franklin up 1-0. Draw is going to be to Butters right. Won by Franklin, cleared out, and that'll be it for the first. Wyatt Gerischer scoring on a rebound just 51 seconds in. And that was the only goal scored in the first. So Franklin lead Brentwood-BA-USN 1-0 at the end of one. Ready to start the second period of this one. Andrew Sally still in goal for Brentwood. Grayson Butters still in goal for Franklin for this second period. Brentwood will move the puck from my left to right. Franklin from my right to left. Franklin win the draw to start the second. Here's David Unger bringing the puck into the Brentwood zone. He's going to get to the front of the net. Oh, but he shot it wide of the right-hand post to the right of Sally right as he got there. Chase Wager's trying to keep it alive, but he backhands the puck off the skates of Charles Sloan. Puck went out to center. He sent it back in, but a couple of his teammates had to get back on side. Cole Wright? No, I think it's Aiden Murphy. Yeah, it is Aiden Murphy passing across to Graham Fleming. Puck back in the Brentwood zone for a moment. It's cleared out, but then Murphy's going to bring it back in on the right wing side. Murphy around the back of the net. Comes out to the left wing, and then he carries it out of the zone. Flips it ahead to Fleming on the near side. Oh, but it hopped over Fleming's stick, and Bryce Ackright sends it back into the Franklin zone. Wyatt Gerischer has the game's only goal, picks it up, brings it back to center, back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Oh, he falls over, backing up to the right wing board. Still got to have a pass that was blocked in front. Here's Aiden Murphy holding it in, passing it down to Gerischer at the right half wall. Backhands it down deep to the end boards. Chase Wagers pressed up against the boards by Bryce Ackright, who has the puck now. Banks it off the near boards and then gets knocked into the boards by Aiden Murphy. Now here's Brentwood carrying it back into the Franklin zone. Puck right in front, but it's stabbed away. Beckett Mickle trying to put it in front. I'm not sure for who, but he couldn't get the shot off. Now a shot from center by Aiden Murphy. Correction, Chase Wagers. Stopped by Sally, actually rolled up his body. He was able to clear it away from the crease. Jaden Charmparnage coming back in the Franklin zone. A shot in the top of the left circle. Gloved and held on to by Grayson Butters. 12:06 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draws to the right of Butters. Sorry, left of Butters. Left. Drawn by Franklin. They get it out of the zone. Trickling into the Brentwood end. It's going to be an icing. No, it's waved off. Brody Wells backhands it around the wall to the far side. Held in by Houston Vale. He sends it back around the other way. Puck in the left wing corner. Lucas Ortega pushing it back to the far side. Now Vale. Now Ortega again. Puts it out in front. And it's in the crease, but Chase Ottolini was tied up in front of the net. With Matthew Melamed, couldn't get a stick on it. And they blow the whistle because the net became dislodged. Draw is going to be to Sally's right. Franklin win the draw. Lucas Ortega puts the puck out in front, but Houston Vale couldn't get a stick on it. Back the other way goes Johnny Kelso. Kelso through center on the far side into the Franklin zone on the left wing. Trying to push the puck to the end boards. And it comes out to the far side. Houston Vale with it. He'll carry to center. Vale chips it into the Brentwood zone and hit one of the referees as it went down the right wing. Matthew Melamed backhanding it ahead to Kelso. Kelso out at center. Now Kelso, left wing side of the Franklin zone. Trying to move across to the right wing. Passes it off. Brody Wills, a shot in the bottom of the right circle. Stopped by Grayson Butters. Franklin tried to clear. Held in by Brentwood. Now it's cleared out by Franklin. Gerischer. Now Quinn Spencer ends up icing it. firing it down the ice from just in front of his own net. 10:35 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Lone goal scored by Wyatt Gerischer just 51 seconds into the game, so it's been more than a period since that goal was scored. Draw one by Franklin. They bring it to center. Will McCormick into the Brentwood zone. He's double teamed. Shakes off his defenders. Goes to the slot. A shot stopped by Sally. Rebound. Covers it up in the crease. Sally jumped up to stop that shot, and then the rebound landed underneath him. He had to cover it up. Draws to the right of Sally. Brentwood win the draw, get it out of the zone. Ooh, and big scare for Franklin there as the puck came on goal twice and from their own man, and Grayson Butters had to clear it away. Now the puck back in the Brentwood zone. It's to the inboards. Comes around to the near side. Braden Coleman tried to backhand it out in front, intercepted by Bryce Ackright. He tries to clear. Here's Beckett Mickle sending it into the Franklin zone. David Unger's going to get to it. Clears it out to center. Jaden Parnitz-Karn. Puck still at center. Now it goes back into the Brentwood zone. And we're going to get a whistle for... We're going to get coincidentals here. Yep, we are going to get coincidentals. Roughing coincidentals against both Brody Bowman and Baker McCormick. So to stay 5-on-5, 9:29 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Franklin bench. Won by the Admirals. They dump it into the Brentwood zone. Joey Freed will bring it out. Freed at center. Into the Franklin zone on the right wing side. Gets off a shot. Knocked down by the glove of Butters. Here come the Admirals. Gerischer sends it into the Brentwood zone into the right wing corner. Aiden Murphy will pick it up. Sends it around the kick plate to the near side, but Charles Sloan is going to get there. Clear it out. Here's Joey Freed. Back into the Franklin zone. Trying to backhand it across to Sloan. Went off the skate of Quinn Spencer. Now it's going around the kick plate to the near side. Franklin trying to clear it out. Brody Wales held it in at the right point. Now it's cleared out on the second attempt, but a pass to center goes flying past Aiden Murphy down the ice for an icing. 8:28 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draw to the left of Butters. Won by Franklin. Puck carried to center by David Unger. Unger into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Nope, Chase Ottolini went over the line just before he did. Triggered an offside. Draw on the dot at center across from the Franklin bench. Brentwood win it, but turn it right over to Franklin inside their zone, but Chase Ottolini couldn't split the defenders and go to the front of the net. Now here's Lucas Ortega trying to put it out in front, but nobody in a white sweater's there. It goes out to center. David Unger gets to it. Unger Back into the Franklin zone. Pass across was deflected by a Brentwood Stickers. Leo Hemphill back into the Franklin zone, gets pushed off the puck on the right wing side. And then the puck gets touched up by two sticks and goes out of play into the Brentwood bench. 7:49 to go in the second. Franklin's still up 1-0. Draws to Butters left. Big tie for the puck off the draw. Franklin win it. They have it at center. It's poked away from Chase Ottolini. Lucas Ortega moves it to the far side at the red line. Now Houston Vale sends it into the Brentwood zone. Bryce Ackright knocks it down to keep it near the blue line to get it out. And there's Jaden Charn-Parnich-Karn. Left wing side of the Franklin zone. Gets off a shot that missed the net to the right of Butters. Puck carried around the back of the net, passed out to the left point. Oh, but Bryce Ackright couldn't keep it in the Franklin zone. Goes back into the Brentwood end. Ackright will chase it down. Passing it up the far side to Jaden Charn-Parnich-Karn. Then his pass at center intercepted by David Unger. Unger back into the Brentwood zone. High slot of shot, missed the net. Puck came off the glass, back out in front, but nobody in a white sweater was there for the rebound try. Cole Wright puts it in front for Braden Coleman, but it goes off of Andrew Sally, and Coleman couldn't get his stick on the rebound. Puck out at center. Battle for the puck in front of the Franklin bench. Matthew Melamed comes out with it, dumps it into the Franklin zone. Quinn Spencer will get to it. Spencer from behind his own net, pass to center, right onto the stick blade of Joey Freed, who dumps it right back into the Franklin zone. Offside warning against Brentwood. Puck cleared out. Now here's Will McCormick back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Around the back of the net. Trying to pass to the slot, but that was broken up, I think, by the stick of Beckett Mickle. Oh, but McCormick forces a turnover, keeps the puck in the zone, gets up a shot that's stopped by Sally. Got up a shot from the bottom of the right circle. Brentwood try to clear, and Franklin again keep it in, but this time on the second attempt, Beckett Mickle gets it out. Wilson Tucker flips it through the air. Back into the Franklin zone. Admirals get it out. Here's McCormick bringing it back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Oh! Try to go from forehand to backhand, but he left the puck behind him in the right circle. Now Brody Wales out at center. Back into the Franklin zone, gets off a shot. That's off the right leg pad of Butters. Puck out at center, Aiden Murphy grabs it. Brings it back into the Brentwood zone, but he ran into a double team and lost the puck. Double team of Wales and Marshall. Got the puck off of him. Now here's Wales back into the Franklin zone, backhanding it to the end boards. That's out on the far side. Smacked around the boards of the near side. Franklin trying to get it out. Held in. Nope. Will Hubbard could not hold it in. Here's Chase Wagers. Left wing side of the Brentwood zone. Shot misses the net to the left of Sally from the top of the left circle. Puck back in the Franklin end. They immediately clear it out. Brody Wales from his own blue line. Turns it over. Here is Wyatt Gerischer back in the Brentwood zone. Backhands it in front, but it comes on goal. Stopped and covered up by Sally. David Unger was going down the slot. But Gerischer, I think he may have just mishit the pass. 4:30 to go in the second. Still 1-0. Franklin draws to the right of Sally. Brentwood win the draw. Bryce Ackright sending it around the wall to the far side. Out to center. Oh, but it just went over the blue line, and David Unger brings it back in offside. Draw on the dot at center across from the Franklin bench. Ends up going all the way back down into the Franklin zone, stopping just before the goal line. So the Admirals have to retrieve, and they clear it out. Will Hubbard with it at center. Passing it to the Franklin blue line. Johnny Kelso couldn't keep his stick on it. Now Chase Wager's right wing side of the Brentwood zone has to let the puck go before Will Hubbard hits him. Now Aiden Murphy tapping it back up the boards. He'll catch up to it. Passes it off center point. Baker McCormick now left circle. Wyatt Gerischer. Gerischer holding. Has some space. A shot. Oh, I think it may have hit the post to the right. That either hit the stick handle of Sally or hit the post to his right. I think it hit his stick handle. Jack Riley has the puck get away from him at center, so Franklin get it back. Murphy, left wing side of the Brentwood zone. Trying to pass the slot. Baker McCormick goes off his stick to the left wing corner. Chase Wager's out in front, backhands it past the net to the right of Sally. Gerischer in the slot, in front, but the puck was tapped away by Jaden Charn-Parnitz-Karn. Puck still in the zone. Will Hubbard with it. Fires it to center. David Unger knocks it down. Brings it back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Tried to put it out in front, and it went off of Sally. Franklin changing the line, so nobody in a white sweater there to get to it. But Aiden Murphy keeps the puck in. And Lucas Ortega tried to pass it back to him down the slot, but it was deflected. Now the puck on the far boards. Brody Bowman takes it out to center. Brings it into the Franklin zone. On the right wing side, we're going to have a penalty against Franklin. Baker McCormick pushing Brody Bowman into the boards, and Lucas Ortega touches up the puck. Aiden Murphy is going to go to the box for roughing. So Brentwood back in the power play, down 1-0 with 2:26 to go in the second. Draws to Butters left. One by Brentwood. Brody Wales, right point. Passing down the right wing. Trying to get it back to Beckett Mickle. That was deflected by the stick of Quinn Spencer. Jaden Charn-Parnitz-Karn passing out to the left half wall. And Brody Bowman tried to go back across to Mickle. Went off his stick. Bowman keeping the puck alive at the right point. Now Mickle with it. Passing down the right wing to Charn-Parnitz-Karn. Charn-Parnitz-Karn behind the net. Passing it out to the left point. Shot from Matthew Melamed, I think. Gloved and held on to by Butters. Yeah, that was Melamed. Draws to Butters right. One by Franklin, but turned over to Brentwood. Here's Melamed, left point, passing across to the right point. Brody Wells' a shot, turned away by Butters. Bowman moving it along the end wall to Charn-Parnitz-Karn, who gets knocked into the boards. Beckett Mickle trying to put it out in front. And it comes to the left-hand side of the net where it is covered up by Butters. 70 seconds left in the power play. 96 seconds to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be to the left of Butters. One by Brentwood, and a shot from Brody Wales. Deflected by Charn-Parnitz-Karn. Stopped by Butters, and then he misses the rebound. Under a minute left in the power play for Brentwood. Shot in the high slot. Stopped by Butters. That was from Brody Bowman. And Franklin trying to get the puck out. They finally do. Here's Houston Vale at center. Passing it off Cole Wright, left wing side of the Brentwood zone. Tried to pass across, but that was intercepted by Charn-Parnitz-Karn. Now here's Beckett Mickle. Right wing side of the Franklin zone. Can't keep the puck in his stick. Minute left in the second. And now 30 seconds left in the power play for Brentwood. Here's Brody Wales, left point. Passing it down the left wing boards to Charn-Parnitz-Karn. Puck carried out in front of the net, but shot was blocked. And now we're going to we get a whistle here. Some type of violation against Franklin, I don't know what they called. It's not a penalty. I guess the net was dislodged. That's all I can think of. 17 seconds left in the power play. 44.4 seconds to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draws to the left of Butters. One by Franklin. Carried to center. Chase Wagers brings it into the Brentwood zone. Tried to pass it to the front of the net, but Wyatt Gerischer unable to get there. Gerischer sending the puck around to the far side. 30 seconds left in the second. Penalty time against Franklin is up. They're back at even strength. Puck still in the Brentwood zone. Here's Bryce Ackright. And the puck poked off his stick. Aiden Murphy out of the box. Taking a shot off the right leg pad of Sally, who closed that hole just in time. Puck out in front for Gerischer. A shot off the stick of Jack Riley and into the netting above the glass. So Franklin kill off the penalty and then have two really good chances inside the Brentwood zone. 10.5 seconds to go in the second. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draws to Sally's left. One by Brentwood. They try and clear. Held in Baker McCormick. Passing down low to Chase Wagers. David Unger with a one-timer misses the net to the right of Andrew Sally. That may have been guided there by a diving Jack Riley, and that is it for the second. Wyatt Gerischer. His goal just 51 seconds into the game. Still holding up for Franklin. Still leading Brentwood 1-0. Brentwood-BA-USN 1-0. Now, after two periods. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Grayson Butters still in goal for Franklin. Andrew Sally still in goal for Brentwood for this third and final period. Franklin will carry the puck my left to right. Brentwood from my right to left. Brentwood win the draw. Dump it into the Franklin zone. Picked up by the Admirals, and here's Will McCormick out at center. Right wing side of the Brentwood zone. Tried to put the puck out in front. Comes on goal. Sally steers it away with his stick. Puck now in the left wing corner. Jaden Charn-Parnich-Karn sending it around to the far boards. Held in by the Admirals. Oh, but they can't keep it in the zone. It just drifts out to center off the stick of McCormick, who is trying to spin around. Now it's back in the Brentwood end to the left wing side. Now it's over on the right wing side. Braden Coleman ran into a Brentwood defender who took the puck off him, able to clear. Now the puck sent back into the Franklin zone. Baker McCormick with it. Puck behind the net. Brody Bowman sending it around to the far side. McCormick clears it out. Oh, but it's going to be brought back in by Beckett Mickle. But Brody Bowman did not clear the zone. Mickle kind of rushed because he had a Franklin defender near him, but Brody Bowman had not come out of the zone. 12:47 to go in the game. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Franklin bench. Draw one by Brentwood. Puck dumped into the Franklin zone. It's on the near side. So the inboards, Quinn Spencer sends it around to the far side, and Brody Wells could not keep it in. Icing waved off because he made an attempt to keep it in the zone. Puck behind the Brentwood net. Bruins clear it out. Quinn Spencer with it now. Sends it up the far side. Now it's sent back into the Franklin zone by Jack Riley. Jack Riley, the only new Brentwood high school player on this team. Hayden Murphy brings the puck out. Tried to pass it across to Chase Wagers. It's inside the Brentwood zone, immediately cleared out by the Bruins. Now it's on the far side. Johnny Kelso dumps it back into the Franklin zone. Puck in the right wing corner. Here's Chase Wagers. Wagers out to center. Into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Puts it out in front. Aiden Murphy. Puck was taken away, cleared out, and actually not cleared out. Held into the blue line, and a shot from Quinn Spencer out high went off a stick into the netting above the glass. 11:24 to go in the game. It is still 1-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be to the left of Sally. And the puck ends up going out of play as soon as it's dropped. They say a Brentwood player did that, so they'll drop it to the left of Sally again. Franklin with a puck off the draw. Brentwood take it away, try and get it out. Will Hubbard has it for Brentwood. Oh, almost turns it over to Houston Vale near his own net. Lucas Ortega with it now. Shot in the left circle off of Sally. I think his left leg pad. And Brentwood end up icing it. 10:44 to go. Still 1-0 Franklin. Draws to the right of Sally. Won by Brentwood, but Franklin able to get onto the puck. Oh, pass attempt just went out of the zone. Oh, there's going to be a penalty against Brentwood. Oh, never mind, they score. It's Chase Wagers. There's going to be a penalty against Brentwood, but Chase Wagers. No, is it Wagers or is it Braden Coleman? I think it might be Braden Coleman. Yeah, it's Braden Coleman. Puck comes to him in the left circle, and he fires it into the back of the net, and Franklin finally gets some cushion here. Take a 2-0 lead with 10:24 to go. How relieved Franklin must be to finally get a cushion. Wyatt Gerischer scored 51 seconds into the game. And 2 periods later, Franklin finally get a second goal. Puck in the Brentwood zone again. Will McCormick with it, try to put it out in front. Here's Quinn Spencer, right point with a shot, steered away by Sally. Brentwood trying to clear it out, holding Quinn Spencer at the right point. Will McCormick behind the net. Comes out in front. Oh, into the stick of Coleman, and his shot stopped and held on to by Sally. 9:29 to go. Still 2-0 Franklin. Brentwood last week against Father Ryan. Sally kept them in the game. It was 2-2 at the end of 2, but then Father Ryan scored 3 unanswered to win the game in the third, and they didn't allow Brentwood any shots on goal. Brentwood managed to hang on to the coattails of Franklin coming into this third period, only down 1-0, but then they give up another. Draw to the left of Sally, won by Franklin, and Spencer fires it past the net to Sally's right from the right point. Puck comes out to the left circle, and a shot from Baker McCormick stopped. And a shot from Quinn Spencer, stopped by Sally. And the backhand rebound try from Wyatt Gerischer, backhanded across the front of the net. Puck out at center. It was on the stick of Beckett Mickle and then poked away from him. Now it's back in the Brentwood zone. Aiden Murphy, right wing corner. On that Coleman goal, did I say there was going to be a penalty against Franklin? I meant there was going to be a penalty against Brentwood. But then Coleman scored to cancel it out. And we're going to have a penalty coming up here. Cross-checking against Aiden Murphy. So Brentwood back on the power play, down 2-0 with 8:31 to go. Draw is going to be to Butters right. Won by Franklin, and Wyatt Gerischer is going to carry it to center. Is he going to try and go all the way into the Brentwood zone? Yep. Backhands it to the inboards from the blue line on the right wing side. Brody Bowman turns it over inside the Franklin zone, and it's cleared out. Poked back in by Melamed, but Bowman has to get back onside. Here's David Unger firing it down the ice. Puck comes back into the Franklin zone, and again Unger clears. Bryce Ackright out at center. Dumps it back into the Franklin zone, but he was behind the blue-red line, just behind it, so icing is called. 62 seconds left of the power play, 7:34 to go in the game, still 2-0 Franklin. Drawby to Sally's left. Under a minute left in the power play. Puck back in the Franklin zone. And fired to the other end of the ice by Quinn Spencer. Puck out at center. Here's Cole Wright. Bringing it back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Wright trying to put it out in front. It goes into the stick of Joey Freed. 30 seconds left in the power play for Brentwood. Freed passing over to the near side. Up off the boards. Jack Riley couldn't get to it, so it's sent back into the Brentwood zone by Baker McCormick. Here's Cole Wright. Couldn't get through defenders. McCormick, right point. Dumps it into the left wing corner. Puck carried back into the Franklin zone, but turned over and cleared out by the Admirals. And penalty time against them is up. They are back at even strength. Puck back in the Brentwood zone. Franklin forced a turnover. Chase Wager's shot in the right circle. Misses the net to the left of Sally. Puck cleared out by the Bruins. Quinn Spencer trying to dump it back into the Brentwood zone. Now Aiden Murphy trying to do that. Brody Wells comes in, takes the puck, pitchforks it into the air. It's back in the Franklin zone, picked up by Unger. Passing up the far side to Aiden Murphy. Murphy back in the Brentwood zone, up, offside. Puck got away from him a bit, and I think Chase Wagers went over the line before he did. 5:44 to go, still 2-0 Franklin. Drawing the dot across from the Brentwood bench. One by Franklin, up, but they go offside again as soon as they bring it in. So they'll drop it on that dot again. One by Brentwood. Houston Vale dumps the puck back into the Brentwood zone. Oh, there's an offside warning against Franklin again. Lucas Ortega clears the zone to have the linesman drop his arm. Here's Johnny Kelso getting knocked down inside the Franklin zone. Shot from Will Hubbard out high was blocked. Houston Vale clears. Picked up by Bryce Ackright. Ackright banks it off the far glass from his own zone to center. David Unger trying to send it the other way. Hit the legs of Chase Ottolini. Joey Freed. Correction, Graham Fleming. He plays for Franklin. Joey Freed plays for Brentwood. Fleming dumps the puck into the Brentwood zone. Icing. He was behind the red line when he did it. Dumped it down the near side. 4:44 to go. Still 2-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be to the right of Grayson Butters. One by Franklin. Puck sent around the boards to the far side and out to center. Sent back in by Wilson Tucker. Goes to the end boards, picked up by Spencer. Quinn Spencer. He'll start skating it to center. Offside again. Braden Coleman sliding over the Brentwood blue line before Spencer brought the puck in. Drawing the dot right in front of the Brentwood bench. One by Franklin, dumped into the Brentwood zone. It's cleared out by the Bruins. And then a shot from center, and Jack Riley had to be turned away by Butters. Here's Will McCormick carrying the puck to center. McCormick into the Brentwood zone. Triple team, puck got away from him, catches back up to it at the end boards, tries to put it out in front. It's intercepted. Puck cleared out by the Bruins. Here's Jack Riley dumping it back into the Franklin zone. It's out on the far side. Oh, and Reed Michelson hit. Reed Michelson knocked down by Baker McCormick as he was trying to keep the puck alive, and he went down, was slow to get up. Now he's skating back to the bench, and he is yelling at McCormick. .321 to go, still 2-0 Franklin. Draw on the dot across from the Franklin bench at center. Puck in the Franklin zone, picked up by David Unger. Unger gets it out of the zone, but he lost it near his own blue line, sent back in by Beckett Mickle. Here's David Unger, backhanding it up the far side. Aiden Murphy ahead to chase Wagers at center. Wagers into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Puts it out in front, hopped over the stick of Murphy. Up, and Murphy knocked down on the far boards, and there's going to be a penalty against Brentwood for that. Brody Wales will go to the box for roughing. 2:48 left in the game. Franklin up 2-0. I think this is the first power play of the game. I don't think they've had one until now. Again, coming up, our next game in our doubleheader tonight at 7:40. Page against Ravenwood, pregame at 7:30. Draw is going to be to the right of Sally. I wonder if Brentwood will pull Sally at any point if they're able to get the puck in deep, win the draw and get it deep into the Franklin zone. I don't know. Aiden Murphy shot off the draw into the glove of Sally, who hangs on, shooting with the top of the left circle. Draws to Sally's right. Once again, won by Franklin. Once again. Aiden Murphy, left circle, shot, missed the net. Puck out at center. Quinn Spencer brings it back into the Brentwood zone. Backhands it over to the far side. It's poked out to center. And Joey Freed overskated it. He poked it away, got it out of the zone, and then skated over it at center. Wagers passing to the far side back into the Brentwood zone, but it's cleared out by Jack Riley. Quinn Spencer brings the puck back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side, gets off a shot that's blocked. Minute left in the power play for Franklin. Wyatt Gerischer inside his own zone spins away from Jaden Charm-Parnitskarn. That was a nice move, Gerischer. Back into the Brentwood zone. Left circle, shot gloved and held on to by Sally. 49 seconds to go in the power play, 97 seconds to go in the game. Franklin still up 2-0. Draw is going to be to Sally's right once again. Won by Brentwood. Turned over to Franklin. Puck out in front of the Brentwood net. Brentwood get it back. It's loose on the far side. They clear. 30 seconds to go in the power play. David Unger picks up the puck. He'll bring it out to center. Backhands it over to Will McCormick, right wing side of the Brentwood zone. McCormick around the back of the net, comes out to the left wing side. Pass across, Unger shot right circle, gloved and held on to by Sally. 15 seconds to go in the power play. 63 seconds left in the game, still 2-0 Franklin. Draw is going to be to Sally's left. Won by Franklin, and a shot from Will McCormick misses the net. Under a minute left in the game now. Puck held in at the left point, Will Schmansky. Beckett Mickle takes it away from him, clears it out. Penalty time against Brentwood is up. They're back at even strength. Here's David Unger. Knocked off the puck. Will Hubbard is going to end up icing it from his own zone. 30.5 seconds to go. Still 2-0 Franklin. As it looks like they're going to be the first team to hit 2-0 this season. Draw to the left. of Sally. Brentwood with it. Send it around the boards, trying to get it out. Held into the left point, Quinn Spencer. Shot blocked down low. Lucas Ortega keeping the puck in. His shot blocked in traffic, goes past the net. Brody Bowman with a puck now for Brentwood, trying to get it out of the zone. Held in. David Unger shot in the right point, misses the net to Sally's left. Lucas Ortega with a puck. Gets knocked down by Brody Wales on the far boards. And the game will end with Franklin winning 2-0. So the Admirals, first team to 2-0, and they have outscored all opposition 7-0 so far in this young season. And Brentwood off to an 0-2 start. Handshake line takes place without incident. So the goal scorers in this one for Franklin, Wyatt Gerischer with a winner and Braden Coleman with the insurance goal early in the third period. Wyatt Gerischer scoring just 51 seconds in. So Wyatt Gerischer will be our player of the game for scoring the game winner, as Franklin win this one 2-0. Want to give a shout out to Mark Hayes, father of Hank Hayes. He purchased a Buy Me a Coffee membership. He purchased the $10 a month / $100 a year membership. He gets a mention in our newsletter, which is published almost daily during the GNASH season. I'm giving him this on-air shout-out for all the Franklin games I cover, and he's going to get this game as a downloadable MP3. All the Franklin games I do, he's going to get them as downloadable MP3s. So thank you, Mark, for your support. And if you want to buy a Buy Me a Coffee membership, go to buymeacoffee.com, BUYMEACOFFE, that's all one word, .com/Mid10 Sportsnet, MIDTN SPORTSNET. All right, so the first game of our day-night doubleheader is done. Franklin beating Brentwood-BA-USN 2-0. And we'll wrap this one up. We'll be back in the air at 7:30 for our nightcap in the doubleheader. Page Summit taking on Ravenwood. Again, 7:30 pregame, 7:40 face-off over on Rink B. Let's just look at the schedule for the rest of the evening. Coming up in a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial, 6:30. The Outlaws taking on Nolensville, also at 6:30 on the Chris Brink in Bellevue. Ensworth Lipscomb CPA taking on Montgomery Bell. 7:40 over on Rink B, the other game in our doubleheader. Page Summit taking on Ravenwood. Again, we'll be on the air at 7:30. 8:15 on Rink A here at Centennial. JP2MLK GCS taking on the Rampage. And at 8:15 on the Chris Brink in Bellevue, Independent Centennial taking on Father Ryan. All right, again, that's it for now. Franklin beat Brentwood 2-0. Brentwood-BA-USN 2-0. And we'll be back at 7:40 for Page Summit taking on Ravenwood. Bye for now from Centennial.